Hi friends, happy Wednesday. Welcome back to our mini lesson for today. Today we're going to continue hitting both of our learning targets of I can analyze characters and I can name the setting of a story. So let's first go over our characters and our setting and talk about what it means as a reader to visualize those things in our brain while we are reading. So let's take a look at our characters poster. We've learned that characters are the people, animals, and things in a story. So our character can be about people, or it can be about animals, or even things, just like the examples that we've talked about before. So we're going to sing our character song that we've done before. So let's get out our W arms and sing together. Ready? A character's who's in the story. A character's who's in the story. A character's who's in the story. A character is who. So it can be any of those things. We also, while we're reading, as readers, visualize in our brains the setting. The setting is very important to our story so that we can understand it better and understand what the characters are doing and what the purpose of the story is. So we've learned that a setting is when and where a story takes place. So it's both of those things together that we as readers should be looking for as clues to understand the story better. So let's sing our setting song by getting out our fake watches, or if you have a real one on, that's great. And we're going to point and sing. Here we go. A setting is when and where. A setting is when and where. A setting is when and where a story takes place. Good. So both those things together, the characters and the setting together, help us to visualize or picture in our head what we're reading so that we can understand the story better. So for our mini lesson this week, we've started the story of the Three Little Pigs. And in that story, before reading that story actually, we made connections to the book. We drew from our schema or our toolbox of information in our brains to make a connection to what we know about the Three Little Pigs. So we made a concept web, the Three Little Pigs, and talked about different things that we already knew or what came to our mind as we heard that title. So we talked about running, the pigs and the wolf, right? That there were three pigs, a wolf, the wolf was mean, the wolf blows, there are houses that are built. Someone yesterday when we were talking about it said that a doorbell was rung in the story they read. And then also the material bricks come to mind when we think about the Three Little Pigs. And I think we'll see today when we read our story with the words, we'll understand why those words are important or people are making connections to the book in that way. So here's our big book of the Three Little Pigs. Yesterday we did a picture walk and also identified parts of the book. Today we're just going to read the story. And I want you, as we're reading, to look at the characters, look at their facial expressions, look at what they're doing, so that as a reader, you can understand them better. Because we know we have different characters. These are not all the same pig. And right away, we already know that without even reading the book with the words, because they all have different outfits on. And in the title, it says that there are three little pigs. So we know that they're all different. And then there's the big bad wolf. So right away, we see four characters. We may see more in our story, maybe not. Let's go ahead and read. This is The Three Little Pigs. And this is written or retold by Brenda Parks and Judith Smith. So this is their version of retelling the story. And it's illustrated by Mark Myers. So this person, Mark, drew the pictures. And here's our title page. So same title, different picture clue. The Three Little Pigs. Now here's our focus question that they give us in our big book. Which house is stronger? So we have these three different houses that we'll see. So be thinking about which one do you think will be the strongest in the story. Once upon a time, there were three little pigs. They lived with their mother. Ooh, I see in this picture, the picture we looked at yesterday, that is their mother, their mom. The word just told me that. So there's another character. One day the mother pig said, "You are big now. You must build your own houses." The first pig built his house of straw. The second pig built his house of sticks. But the third pig wanted a strong house, so he built his house of bricks. One day, the first little pig was making his dinner when he heard a knock at the door. He peeped out the window. Now look at him peeping. We saw this picture. It doesn't look like he's too happy surprised. He looks surprised, but he looks more shocked and a little scared. There, at the door, stood a big, bad wolf. Little pig, let me in," said the wolf. "No, no," cried the first little pig, "not by the hair of my chinny chin chin." You can see as I'm reading, the font is changing colors. So up here it's black, down here it's green and red. So the green part's telling me that this is the pig talking, the red part is the wolf. "Then I'll huff and I'll puff and I'll blow your house in," said the big bad wolf. So the wolf huffed and he puffed and he blew the house in. Oh no, look at the pig flying. The first little pig ran to his brother's house. He ran inside and slammed the door. So now we know they're brothers, another clue that we had not heard before. We can assume that. Then the wolf knocked at the door of the second little pig's house. Little pig, let me in," said the wolf. "No, no," cried the second little pig, "not by the hair on my chinny chin chin. Then I'll huff and I'll puff and I'll blow your house in," said the big bad wolf. Look, both the pigs were in that house, and look what the wolf did. He blew it in. So the wolf huffed and he puffed and he blew the house in. The two little pigs ran to their brother's house. They ran inside and slammed the door. Then the wolf knocked at the door of the third little pig's house. Little pig, let me in." Who said that? The wolf. It's written in red, and it says, "Said the wolf." "No, no," cried the third little pig, "not by the hair on my chinny chin chin. Then I'll huff and I'll puff and I'll blow your house in," said the big bad wolf. So he huffed and puffed and he puffed and he huffed, but he couldn't blow the house in. Why do you think he couldn't blow this house in? Because it's made of bricks, right? And look at their faces now. Their facial expressions are changing. When we smile like that and our eyes get big, we know that, ooh, that's telling us we're pretty happy. All was quiet. "He's gone," whispered the little pig. Thump! Just then, the three little pigs heard a bump and a thump. Something was scraping the side of the house. Look over here. This is an onomatopoeia word, a sound word. It says thump. So the three little pigs looked out of the window. Oh boy, why did they hear a thump? What can we infer or guess the thump was? Probably the ladder. There was the big bad wolf. He was climbing up a ladder. "He's coming," shouted the second little pig. "Quick," yelled the third little pig. "I've got a pot of boiling water. Let's put it under the chimney." The three little pigs got the pot and they put it under the chimney. "Look," said the first little pig, "I can see his foot." "Look," said the second little pig, "I can see his body." What do you think? Do you think their plan will work? Here comes the wolf down the chimney. Look, said the third little pig. Here he comes. What does he have? Oh, looks like a weapon. And now, splash! The big bad wolf fell into the pot. Do you think that's hot water? Oh, we can definitely infer that is. And this pig looks like he didn't have to use that bat. He just is holding it to scare him. With a yell, the big bad wolf jumped out of the pot. He ran out of the door and down the road, far, far away. Look at him grabbing his hiney. Whoo-wee! And the three little pigs never saw the big bad wolf again. And they lived happily ever after. The end. So, which house was the strongest? The house made of brick. Very good. Those other houses made of straw and sticks did not last because the big bad wolf huffed and puffed and blew the houses in. So tomorrow we will talk about the story and the details of the story, the characters, the setting, and talk about what you were able to visualize while reading that story and some other clues that we'll look at in the words of the text. Great job today, friends. I will see you tomorrow for your mini lesson.